presented towards Good Food Box, and we're here today with the Simcoe County Good Food Box Network, and we are on a bus, as you can see, heading down to Toronto to go to FoodShare. We're going to do a tour of FoodShare and how their packs can go. They do 4,000 Good Food Boxes a month.
Hi, we are going to the Field at Table Center run by FoodShare. We're a group from Simcoe County, from Collingwood and Midland and Alliston and Barrie and Aurelia. And we're going to learn about the Good Food Box program in Toronto. Toronto has been running their service for about 12, 14 years now, and they have a large operation, so we're going to learn about how they handle it. We just look at all the different aspects of the food system, and especially in terms of fruits and vegetables, how to make them accessible to more people, so accessibility in terms of location in their neighborhood, price, accessibility. But we also look at the other factors in terms of getting the farmers who are involved into the city network and food system, and also help support them in different ways. Of course, through buying their produce, but also in terms of linking them into schools, trying to get the farmers to go into schools and teach the school groups, but also get the school groups to go to farms to get to experience and get a better sense of where their food comes from. So a lot of those links we try to bridge. So one of them is a salad bar program. It started about 5 years ago. We piloted it with schools. Now we've got 17 schools in Toronto that have the salad bar program, and they've come through training with us so that we can show how to have a balanced meal in a salad bar setup, but also we help deliver produce to those schools, but another 100 or so schools each week. We deliver in total to about 100 schools, and each week we deliver to about 70 or 80. In terms of salad bar program, lunch program, breakfast program, snack program, you name it. And we also deliver to other like community centers or shelters, other places that... For the Good Food Box? No, it's kind of a separate system. Okay. So it's not the Good Food Box. We fax them out a list of all the things that are available in cases. And so they then fax it back to us, and then we deliver directly to them. So they can order cases, or sometimes half cases, especially a lot of them order from scratch. And so it does help them integrate more into the different programs and cafeteria food we have available. Wholesale prices, and as local as possible. So we try to get them to buy local food to help support the farmers as well, and sometimes we use a few organic pieces as well. So it's also an interesting piece, and a lot of the ordering happens at the same time as for the Good Food Box. And it's different days in the Good Food Box that help with the truck. So we deliver, we normally get the produce on Friday or Monday, goes out to schools on Mondays, and we normally get in the produce for the Good Food Box on Mondays, pack them on Tuesdays, and they go out on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So it's also a good use of our capacity, because if we were just doing the Good Food Box, there was a day where our truck and the cooler were just kind of moving around. So that works well as well. And Zara, as I mentioned, does all the stuff for that program. We also work closely with the student leadership program that have their offices here, and so they help support those volunteers in the programs in schools as a whole. But then, of course, we get linked to us through the project, some of them identified. In the panel, also this whole panel was drawn by one of our youth programs. Great, We hire 16 youth every 6 months. People having a hard time finding long-term employment for whatever reason. Some of them are new immigrants, some of them don't have stable housing, whatever reason it's hard to gain employment. So we hire them for 6 months here. They work in different programs. They work with the Good Food Box to help pack, they help with delivery on trucks, but they also work in our kitchen that I'll show you, and our urban agriculture program as well. So they learn how to grow food, how to prepare food, and of course the distribution and the community outreach component of what we do as well.
Funding comes from HR to FCC?
Yeah, for that youth program it does.
Service Canada, I guess now.
Yeah, I get confused with all the different name changes, but that particular program it does come from the federal government. For the different programs, it depends. We're a United Way agency, and they have support, especially the Good Food Box. We get a lot of support from private donors, and for specific programs we get foundations or other organizations to support particular projects. Depending, about 50 different projects that we have here. So some urban agriculture projects, and we're funding from a specific foundation for a specific project. And then for this program, for this mural, we got money from Toronto Art Council to work with, for the youth program, to work with the artists a couple of days a week during their program to paint this picture of the different things that we do. First two panels is a farm that we often go to called Everdale. Many of you know it. It's about an hour from here from Sharon. And they do a lot of educational programming. And it's a great place for the youth that we work with, but also different folks go out at least once or twice a year and get a chance for people to see vegetables being grown. It's a great organic farm as well. They do a lot of different education. And so they go and do a day of work there. We are industrial kitchen downstairs. We have some beehives in the back. One of the panels is there. And then of course our message in terms of accessibility and universality and really putting people together. Some delivered from us from a middleman, so like, for example, Pro Organic, who delivered, or Sunning, who delivered stuff for the organic off, and then some farmers deliver. And we find that same problem there. It's hard to get an actual farmer's market started because it's not necessarily worth it for farmers to come when we're just starting a farmer's market. So we would buy directly from them as much as possible. Again, sometimes we do have to supplement from other places, go into communities, set up a stall, and as it gains momentum, we're hoping that actual farmers can come and do the selling themselves, help start community gardens in those specific areas, and also community kitchens, and also food banks. So it's a program called Food Animator Program. We work with different partners for those different deliverables. And so we go into the community, see what they're interested in, especially, and have contact with a community center or someplace where the programs can be run from, and staff who are interested in these particular programs, and then help assess which one of these different food programs they are interested in and could set up. We chop all of the fruits and vegetables from the leftovers from the Good Food Box, but also you'll see our industrial kitchen, there's a lot of food waste that comes from there, normally about 700 pounds of wet waste a week. Gets chopped up.
Where's the chopper?
It's, yeah, 20 hives in total. And like everything else we do here, it's an educational program as well. So there's a group of volunteers called Toronto Beekeeping Co-op that started here with these hives. And so it's a group of people in the city who want to learn about beekeeping. One of those things very hard to learn from books, and so we hire a beekeeper. They come here. The beekeeper teaches them how to maintain the hive. Also our youth program also get involved sometimes. And so they learn about beekeeping, maintain the hive, take half of the honey with them. The other half we sell here. We also have a Toronto incubator who are looking for ways to start a business. Just rent space from here and get some support in terms of their business. And so we have about 8 of them right now who are renting space and trying to develop their businesses using all of the equipment and facility that we provide here, which is very hard for people starting off, especially while they're trying to figure out if it's a viable business or not, for them to not have to go out and buy all the equipment. Makes it a lot easier for them to figure things out. What else is the youth program that we work with? Some of them specialize in urban agriculture, and so this is a very hands-on project where they get to do the seeding, the transplanting, and then the highlight is when, we prepare everything to be sold, and they get to see all of their hard work in full-size healthy plants. And so through here we get mostly annual herbs that we grow, but we also grow vegetable seedlings for the garden that I was mentioning earlier, the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, and also for the garden around here as well. And one of the exciting things of our move is that we're going to do some growing in the Dufferin Grove Park. Some of you may know has a great farmers market, and so we're hoping in our new location we can do a lot of growing around our building as well. And so this is where it'll all start in terms of our greenhouse, in terms of where we're going to do all of the seeding. And so that the youth that we work with will then get to see the whole process in terms of from seed to vegetables. In terms of container gardening and what's possible on rooftops, and so it's not at its best, nothing at its best, but this is another program that the youth were involved in because a lot of the land around here is contaminated, and we have this great roof that we put a railing in a few years ago. They get to experiment with some container gardening, and it's a great way also for them to learn. Some of them may not have access to land, but will have a balcony or other places where they can do their own food growing, so it's a great way they can still stay connected to food and some of the things that they've learned here. The cold frames that are falling apart are also great for hardening the plants that come from the greenhouse before they get sold.
Going through the process of trying to convince the school board to let us do these things, and we're now beginning to think that across the country, we'll look back and we'll say that when FoodShare moved into 200 Eastern Avenue, from 200 Eastern Avenue to Brockton, was when we answered the question, how is the Good Food Box sustainable in the long run? Yeah. Because all of you are struggling, and all across the country when I travel, in Alberta, in BC, there's little Good Food Boxes just like yours in all the communities.